Feminism has done so much for women. Do tell. No more aprons, first of all. Do we finally have a butler to cook for us? Oh gosh, no, you'll just eat pre-made greasy crap out of a bag on your way to and from work.
Hello. My name is NicholassRivas, and I talk about politics and stuff. And today we're going to be talking about feminism bad. There's this horrible TikTok creator. She's also on YouTube, I believe, but I've just seen her videos on TikTok, and I think her page has been deleted, or she's deleted her page. But she's very anti-feminism. She's like an old school, like Christian, women feminism bad, and we missed the good old days. And so I played a bit of her video, but I don't want it to get copyright stricken. But she basically says that, the modern day woman talking to a 1950s woman would be disgusted. Like, oh my God, I'm going to have all these like body autonomy things, right? And I can do all this freedom. And it's like, oh yeah. But you're going to have to eat crap, and you're going to be lonely forever. And men are going to just like, the video, pound for pound, going through her policy, or her, I don't even know her ideology is just funny as hell, because I'm sitting there watching, like, lady, you would have been like, marital rape was legal back in like those days. Getting a divorce was both stigmatized and legally a fucking pain in the ass. You wouldn't have assets if you were to leave your husband, or if you even wanted the choice. Like, the choice was not even there. And she's aware of this, but I think it's definitely some, maybe she's being disingenuous. Maybe she's just unaware. But like, you would have gotten slapped for not making the right home meal, and then had a bunch of kids and die. Like, that's the age that we were trying to get out of. And feminism isn't this inherently good or bad thing. It's nuance. Like, there's no good guy in the world of feminism, just as there is not with any ideology. It's how you take from it. And to have this blanket statement of like, women were better back then is so stupid. Better at what? Like, they had probably better food, given how much the crap and shit is in our food. So she had a point there. But then one of her points was like, oh, you won't even have a man. You would just be a little hoochie, and you're gonna be a whore and shit. And it's like, well, no, back in the day that wasn't even a choice, but now women have the choice to do that, right? And she's making it like, I feel like it was a lot of projecting. Like, if you want to be a good Christian housewife, go have fun, lady. Go do your thing. The beauty is that people now have the choice, and I feel like she's aware of that, right? Like, she knows she's not forced upon. Because she's saying that, like, oh, like, they're forcing me to be a whore. Like, I just couldn't get her ideology, and just how fucking stupid she sounds. Maybe she's right. Maybe feminism is bad, because maybe we shut her stupid ass up. It's like I feel bad for her, because I feel like a part of her, like, maybe she thinks that this is how, like, her projecting is just how every woman is. They're miserable being a little hoochie. They're miserable doing all of these things. So, everyone would, like, I'm miserable, so everyone should be miserable, right? Like, that's my only thought. I don't know if she's married. I don't know anything about her, but it just seems weird to, like, blanket statements like this, and not attack the core root. Because I think she was hitting some stuff that I was like, yeah, I hate that. Like, you only have 2 days to clean the house. Your weekends is to run errands and shit. And that's like, oh, well, that sounds more of like a capitalism critique rather than a feminism critique. But it's making it sound like, oh, women were supposed to just stay at home and cook and clean, and men are supposed to be out there working those 5-day work weeks and be miserable. Like she's making it sound like, she's like, oh yeah, fuck man, but women, man, we got scammed. We should let the men do that shit. So, you know what I mean? Like, I was just kind of surprised just how, like, she didn't really hear herself, and how the critique more sounded like a capitalism critique. You know what I mean? Like, am I tripping? Is she like, for real? You know what I mean? Like, I can't pin it. I'm going crazy. It is funny though. Oh yeah, I got that guy. It is funny though to see this like anti-feminism. I don't know. It's kind of like when people are like, I want to go back to like the 1800s or 1900s, more so the 1900s, but they're like, I'm going to go back to 1900s. It's like, no, I like that we have a pretty good grasp on germ theory. I'm glad that we have, I would not say there are any complaints, but, because nostalgia is the greatest, like, pair of glasses for some people. Like, a lot of people think that the back then was better, and there were components. Like, I look at the golden age of capitalism as something from 60s to 70s, when we were sending people to the moon because we were having a pretty good taxation system, and we weren't letting these people run amok with privatization. So it's not one for one, but it's definitely a step better, right? Like, I look at the food from back in the day and I think, oh yeah, we have less processed shit. When I think of like the water in Flint, there was a point where the water was good, but some piece of shit, because of cheaper cutting costs, destroyed a city of people. And I don't look at it like it's a feminism thing. I look at it like it's a capitalist thing. Like, I feel like a lot of these are capitalist critiques, and I wouldn't even say it's just capitalism. I would pin it as more so a critique of our society and our. I don't want to keep saying it's profit driven, but a lot of our good times are kind of just thrown out the window because of, I don't know, like when I look at like COVID, people were trying to get people back to work because of the cost it took to have people at home, and we're really burning a hole in our pocket, which is fair. I'm not saying as a business owner you should not be worried about that, but it was funky to see that we were putting profit over people. Like, people were going to be dying if we send them back in masses, which we did anyway. We have the highest death count in the whole world. But yeah, it's so weird. It's so funny. How it sounds like more of like a profit over people, or how we overwork our society, or how we don't really give each other breaks, or women should have body autonomy, and I don't know. I just feel like there's all these topics she could have spoke upon and she didn't because she's stupid. Like, I don't know. It just seems so weird. I definitely do enjoy the video, and I want to find more videos from this lady. But I guess we'll see. She a little kooky banana, but it is what it is. I said this, but she's like, what about my husband? And it's like, you don't have one. Like, what where feminist ideal, like, well, who, I don't, do feminists say this? Like, you can't have a husband? Like, you're not supposed to have a husband? I thought it was more so like you can do whatever the hell you want. Like, I know there's feminists out there who probably say this, but you can't have it. Like, is that the majority? Because I feel like a lot of feminists have, a lot of women have male counterparts that they enjoy being with. Like, I don't think it's like, oh, I can't have one. Feminism told me not to. Like, I don't see that world that she's painting for herself. I mean, unless I'm crazy, but I haven't seen it. I don't know. It just, maybe I'm harping on herself too much, like her as a person, but I don't know. Oh, and then the final thing that got me was she talked about the baby killing stuff. Beautiful. Love it. I know there's like cases of rape that people feel comfortable saying, like, I'm against abortion. Then I'm very curious to talk to this person about like abortion. Like, I want to see where she draws a line at, because like in her mind she would probably say like, I think a baby is born at conception, and then she would be like, like, I don't know, like I think that would be like where she would fall. Like, she's anti-abortion. I don't know, right? That's what I'm assuming just by her language. But I'm curious to see how she would react if you were to say like, hey, can we have, if I'm pregnant, can I have that baby be marked in my taxes like even before it's born? Do I get like, can I drive in the HOV lane because I have another person with me, right? Like, obviously kind of less serious topics on a more serious topic, but just a question of where her consistency falls, I just love it. I love how she considers that a scam. Like, it's a choice thing. It's more of a choice. All these things were choices, and she made it paint like I'm being forced to have an abortion. No one ain't forcing you to have an abortion, lady. No one gives a shit if you have a baby. Like, it's your body. That's the whole point. It's your body. You do what you want with your body. If it means that she needs to settle down with someone, that's up to her. That's like, it doesn't mean she has to. She wants to. But I feel like these idiots don't try to paint this picture like this more logical, because no one's out there really painting that you need to do this or do that. I love that she had to throw in that little like abortion debate in this video about women and feminism, and like and then like I'm not saying they don't correspond, but I thought at first it was like, oh, the women of back then would be disgusted to see the women now, and I guess that's part of it, is like abortions. But people were having abortions way before the 50s. People were having talks of body autonomy, and also like when rapes happen, I'm sure she would be against that, like a baby being had because of arbitrary or old guard laws. you know, like a rape baby, an incest baby, right? She would be like, oh, that's disgusting. We should not let that happen, right? Like, no, I don't think she would be for abortion if it meant like a little girl, right? I hope not. I mean, if she is, then she's a dumbass idiot that I even like I undervalued how dumb of an idiot she'd be if she was like for incest babies and shit, you know? Like, but hey, you know, they surprise you all the time, right? Like these crazy sycophants of like good old Christian days. Also, like, when was Emmett Till killed? Like, does she want to go back to those days? Because I'm not a big fan of those days. I'm okay if we don't have another one of those lynching times. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be this mean to her, but you know, because she's a woman, I don't think she understands these big brain thoughts. Like, I don't, like, I'm joking around with her. Like, obviously, I don't believe in any of these like bullshit misogynistic comments, but I'm curious, like, if a guy is being misogynistic with her, do you think she sides with them? Do you think she's like, hell yeah, like, misogyny? Because I thought that was the I mean, I'm obviously a very new age man. I never saw the likes of the age of feminism before me. I've always seen it now, right? So I don't know how it was like back in the day, but were women just having that much better of a time? Because it sounds like we've been trying to escape that time, given the women in my life who have lived long enough to see the transition of women's autonomy and rights grow. I haven't heard much women say I want to go back to that time. When it comes to feminism, I hear people say I want to go back in time because of this, that, but not because of feminism. But I think it's one of those like socialism and vuvuzela talking points where people say like, oh, socialism bad and vuvuzela bad. And they just say it just because it's like these buzzwords. Like, nobody really knows what feminism is, because understandably ideologies like that are, you know, pretty umbrella-ish, right? Like, they cover a lot of topics, they hit a lot of points, there's different age and waves of feminism. So obviously she says these points because it's really easy to get past many people. You say feminism bad and people go, yeah, you right. But they don't say like, well, what type of feminism? Are we talking about like third wave? Are we talking about the bra burner people? Are we talking about women who are like anti-men? Because then that's when it's like a topic of like, oh, how disgusting are those? And I think she's trying to critique them, but she calls it feminism because she's stupid. Like, I think it's like a very like middle schooler like look at like what body autonomy is. And you know, like, I try not to just throw these ad homs, but I think if she wants to play this game of like, you're so dumb for wanting rights, like, then play ball with us then, right? Like, if you want to talk pound for pound policy, cool. You know, we'll chew your silliness up, but she's not having that. She's having this like one-sided fictional, you know, she made a villain in her head that like never existed, and she's gonna keep riding that wave. Because it's just easier. It's easier just to like get these like misogynistic old guard Christian value-esque people on your side, which is fine. Hey, go off. It's just I can't sit here, and I think she deleted her video. I think she deleted her video or deleted her channel, or someone or like she got banned or something, because I can't find her video or channel at all. Like, I can't find anything from her. So I don't know. It's hilarious. I love it. But yeah, it is what it is. Thank you all so much. I think it's perfect time to end it here. So gabagoo.